people's right to make decisions when it comes to voting and the reasoning behind certain people making these decisions. Now, most specifically, I'm talking about Taylor Swift, right? So, you have Taylor Swift, who is probably the biggest pop star on the planet. You also have Billie Eilish, who's also a pretty big pop star in her own right. They both came out recently and said that they're going to be voting for Tim Walz and Kamala Harris. They're going to be voting for Kamala Harris, right? And Tim Walz. The reasoning why is largely due to their stance on women's rights. Taylor Swift posted this on Instagram, and she posted this to her. Whoa, I didn't know she had that many followers. She posted this to her 284 million followers. How many people are in the United States? What is the population of the United States? Okay, so apparently, the population of the United States is 345 million people. Is this accurate? This is from Google. 345 million people. Taylor Swift's got 284 million of those people following her on Instagram. Now, obviously, she has a big international audience. So this is not just strictly a US-based following. But still, that's a lot of people. Anyway, she posted this on her Instagram. It has 11 million likes. Essentially, she said like, "Yo, I watched the debate last night, as many of y'all did. Now is a great time to do your own research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you most as a voter." This is Taylor Swift speaking as a voter. I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. This can't be what she's tripping over. Taylor wants you to vote for Donald Trump. Are you really tripping over this? You can't be that sensitive. Okay, anyway, she goes on to say she's going to be casting her vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. She says, "I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos." I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate, Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ and a woman's right to her own body for decades. Then she goes on to say that she's done her own research and, you should do your own research and blah, blah, blah. All this other type of stuff, right? So Billie Eilish also has hundreds of millions of followers across many, many different platforms. Take a listen to what Billie Eilish had to say in this. I don't know who this guy is, but he does some talking as well. Today is National Voter Registration Day, and we are asking you to please join us in going to iwillvote.com to check your status and vote early, like we do. We are voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz because they are fighting to protect our reproductive freedom, our planet, and our democracy. We can't let extremists control our lives, our freedoms, and our future. The only way to stop them and the dangerous Project 2025 agenda is to vote and elect Kamala Harris. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness. Isaiah 5 verse 20. I read Project 2025, and I didn't really know why people were tripping like that. Also, Donald Trump has distanced himself. He said he was not associated with Project 2025. It's a completely separate, independent work of somebody else not associated with his campaign. But then, when you read Project 2025, it's not even bad stuff. It's like restoring traditional values when it comes to family, restoring Christian values, stuff like that. Now, I don't think those things should be mandatory. I'm a Christian, obviously. I believe that the world would be a better place if everybody believed in Jesus Christ, but unfortunately, that's not the world we live in. There are real spiritual enemies, and there's a real spiritual battle happening, and a lot of people choose to turn their back on God and serve the other side. That's their choice, and God has given us all free will. So I don't think it should be mandated that you have to believe a certain thing or live a certain way. That's up to you. You have free will, right? But I do think the world would be better off if everybody believed in Jesus Christ. Obviously, I'm a Christian, but when you read Project 2025, I don't understand why people are freaking out so bad about it. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Ephesians 6 verse 12. I don't understand why we live in a generation where, more and more, I see young people, 20, 25, 30, 35, even 40-year-olds, who seem to just hate kids. They don't want kids for whatever reason. And I get it. You want to focus on your career, you want to travel, you want to date, you want to party, you want to do all this stuff, you want to live your life, right? And that's completely fine, live your life. But understand this, your life is not simply about you. It's not. It's not just about what you can take. It's about what you can contribute. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility value others above yourselves. Philippians 2 verse 3. Something you can do from a contribution standpoint is settle down, get married, have children, and raise them up knowing the Lord. And I understand not everyone believes in Jesus Christ, not everyone is a Christian, but the fact that there's this decreasing number of individuals who want to have kids is very concerning. And the fact that we have this increasing number of people and big-time celebrities who are using their platform, which is literally 85 to 90% of the population of the United States, to openly say that they support the right for women to eliminate babies, and that's their primary reason as to why they're voting, is absolutely insane. It's crazy, and I don't understand it. It more so aligns with the will of the enemy than the will of God. What did God say? That he came to give you life and life more abundantly, right? What does the enemy say? The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And that's what we're seeing happening all around us. Tim Walz has been a supporter of LGBTQ+ rights. What would Jesus say about this poor man defending the enemies of God? The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10 verse 10.